Al, first off, I want to thank you for coming in. I understand that there was some type of apprehension on your part as far as pursuing the option of doing a television show, and I'm sympathetic to that. The confusion that I'm experiencing based on our phone call that we had, as short as it was, the apprehension on your part, international film star that you are. I believe that the possibilities for this show to be a big-titted hit, for the lack of a better word, would really stand a better chance were we to have a man of your stature in our corner.
If there was anything that you might have sensed or perceived as apprehension, David, it is the fact that I have never explored the foray into television, so I'm a little apprehensive. But HBO, it's not TV. What I want to say, we're having an open dialogue. I think that it would be great if the character of Swearengen, nothing extravagant, suffered from some type of impairment, be it maybe a stutter like that would be good. Or maybe a facial tic. When he got angry, his eye would tick, something like that. Or even you could go as far to have a limp, like a grate sort of dragged his leg, as if maybe he was trampled by a horse, or he got hit by a barrel that was rolling down the street when he was 4. The other thought that I had is that I think it's imperative that the character has to yell every now and then, "Shut up!" or "Fuck you!" or "You're out of order!" or something, you know. As long as there has to be, I think, the nuance of this character is that he likes to shout.
I think that, Al, all of those ideas are great.
One other thing, and then I'll let you talk, is I think he's a great cook. And I think that because the show is sort of a metaphor of the melting pot of America, he would be a great cook. And I think in the first episode, he should be making a pot pie of some sort.
I like the pot pie. I think that's great. So what I have to do now is let me digest that, and subsequently, after I put a 44 Magnum in my mouth, I'll get back to you. Chris, thanks a heap for coming in here and taking this meeting. The reason that we're here, trapped in a room together, is because what I would like you to do is imbue me on some level with your thoughts on a character, where you see the character going.
My interpretation of the character, don't get me wrong, I mean, you're the writer. I got to do what you want me to do, but I have one request. I think Swearengen's a great dancer. I think every now and then he's got to dance. I think also, I think the character has to have some kind of impairment. I'm thinking maybe he got trampled by a horse. Maybe he's got a limp, but it doesn't prevent him from being a great dancer. There's the idea you were talking about, the girl who he calls the gimp. The doctor fashions some sort of leg brace for her, makes her a great dancer. I think a great way to close the season, Al goes to the doc, says, "You got to make me a brace so I could have a couple of dances with Jewel." Reluctantly, the doctor considers this, and he fabricates a great leg brace. And then we've got a great crane shot coming up off the floor from the gem. We see Al dancing like Fred Astaire, but in the Old West. Fred Astaire, circa 1877. It's got to be great. I think that's really what the character's all about. He's a dancer. Don't you think?
I think, in fact, I actually, when I was writing the script and conceiving the character of Swearengen, I thought that he might be an occasional dancer. As far as him being dancing a large part of the time on the show, I'm not sure if that would technically work. Although it's certainly a great idea about having a doc make him a brace as well. Dance with Jewel, that might be very beautiful. Thanks again. Thanks an awful lot for coming all the way out here, and I will have somebody. I don't know who, but somebody will call you and talk to you at some point. I don't know when. Mr. Duvall, it is an absolute pleasure, and the pleasure is all mine, incidentally, to sit in a room. I have watched from Boo Radley all the way up to Lonesome Dove. Your work is absolutely stellar.
I read the script. I have several ideas. I think it'd be a great thing, maybe in the third or fourth episode. I think it'd be great to have an Argentinian mime troupe comes into the town. What we also discover is that they're master tango dancers. Swearengen witnesses them tangoing in the middle of the street and is taken. He's taken by this. He is possessed by the tango. And this has been known to happen. He might even fall in love with one of the mime troupe people, a beautiful girl, Argentinian, with sort of some type of cocoa skin, black hair, like made of a horse. And he rides her. He rides her good.
Well, the tango is that's an absolutely marvelous idea. To have the Argentinian mime troupe come in, that would be great. And you know, and while we're at it, why don't we bring in a fucking circus as well, and maybe a palmist, clairvoyant snake fucking charmer. That would really, you know, why not just bring in and have balloon rides as well, you know, and a one-legged fucking foot race. And I'm not being sarcastic. I think those are all brilliant ideas. They would not work at all for this show, but I thank you very much. And Tender Mercies, I actually is one of my favorite pictures as well. Hey, Bob, do you mind if I call you Bob? Thanks an awful lot for coming. I have to tell you that one of my absolute favorite pictures is the deer hunter. There's so many wonderful moments in that particular film.
Yeah.
But are you interested in doing a television show for HBO, Bob?
Yes.
Would you like to do would you like to play this character of Swearengen? Is there anything, Bob, that you would like to ask me about the character, or if you have, if you want to gain weight, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with the character being fat, or if you want to lose weight, you could even do some type accent. I could care less. I draw the line at impairment, though. There seems to be a common thread with a lot of the Actors Studios guys want to do some type impairment, and I think there's enough impairment to go around in the world without putting it on the television. So, but do you want to do the show, Bob? All right, Bob, thanks for coming in. That's great. Great. Yeah, I love the deer hunter. Thank you.